Right now, Dane County leaders are concerned after a record number of coronavirus cases are tied to college students. And Wisconsin is once again the center of the political world this week, with both vice presidential candidates planning to make Labor Day campaign stops in the state. Plus, protests against racial injustice continue coast to coast as we hear from Jacob Blake for the first time.
This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. We've got more rain chances and cooler temperatures on the way. Let's start with a look at your first warn weather with Chris Reese.
Well, good night, Amanda. We have seen the chances for showers of thunderstorms today, but the severe weather threat really began to take a tumble into the afternoon. We had more in the way of cloud cover that really helped limit the instability, and there's also something that in the weather world is known as a cap. That was on top of our environment that really prevented any storms from going up. So here we are, mostly cloudy now. Temperatures are at 75. We're still seeing our winds out of the south and west, but I'll show you where that cold front is. It is right in here, and you see that by those winds coming out of the north and west behind the front. They're out of the south and west out ahead of the front. Here in about 30 minutes to an hour, the air is getting ready to feel much more comfortable here throughout south central Wisconsin. Out ahead of it, things are still certainly muggy. Here's our resolution Doppler. The showers of thunderstorms, they're well to our south and east now, and that severe weather potential has also been shifted well towards the south and east now. That'll be the theme as we go through the overnight hours. That means we're staying quiet and dry. Temperatures are comfortable, but the clouds are going to be on the increase. That heavy rain potential is going to be on the increase as well as we begin to move into Monday night into Tuesday. We're talking potential for multiple inches of rainfall in the days ahead, along with cooler temperatures. That full forecast coming up at about the midpoint of this show. We'll call it 10:16.
Thank you so much, Chris. New tonight, 2 students in the school district of Janesville have tested positive for coronavirus. The district sent out letters to parents on Friday saying 2 students in 2 different schools tested positive. Students did not have symptoms when they attended class. It's unknown which 2 schools were impacted, but some students who did have close contact with those who are infected will have to self-quarantine. Across the state, Wisconsin's 7-day average for new coronavirus tests that come back positive is now more than 10%. According to combined data from DHS and county dashboards, there were 897 new infections over the past day. 1 more person has died from complications of the virus, while about 11% of the state's 81,000 cases remain active. Meanwhile, local county leaders are responding to a spike in Dane County, expressing concern that these numbers have been slowly growing since classes began at UW-Madison. Nearly 700 students have tested positive since UW began on-campus testing exactly 1 month ago. Our Gabriela Becerra shares why they're reminding students to follow the guidelines.
Amanda, county leaders are reminding students that the impact of these high numbers reaches far beyond campus and into the greater Madison area, and they say ignorance to these guidelines could be detrimental to the entire community.
This spike in positive cases doesn't come as a surprise to local health experts, but it did serve as a reminder to students. Of the 147 cases that public health is reporting, 115 students and 1 employee tested positive yesterday, according to UW-Madison's dashboard. Director of Public Health Madison and Dane County says, quote, "It is important that we all take action so case counts this high don't become a trend."
We're looking at a 1-day record, but what we've been seeing is an upward trend. And when we look at the fact that, at least half of the folks have UW ties, either students or staff, that's concerning.
Despite existing in the center of Madison, Dane County doesn't have the authority to tell the university what to do.
I don't know what their metrics are for when they would shut down. They have not shared those with us. I hope they do take a serious look, and I know they are concerned.
But Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says they do have the power to control how many people are in downtown bars and restaurants.
I think most of the young people on campus are very aware of the dangers and the risks and are doing, their best. But there are people, just like there are people outside of the university community, who don't always adhere to the guidelines.
And as the weather gets colder, Parisi's asking people to continue taking the virus seriously.
Particularly as we head into the fall and winter, where we're very concerned about the numbers that we could see increasing, putting a lot more people at risk.
A UW spokesperson says that if the level of infection reaches a possibility of a public health threat, the university will take steps to close parts of campus and move instruction online. UW administration, which is monitoring all of the situations on campuses, would need to be a part of that decision.
Thank you so much, Gabby. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says UW-Madison has an impact on the entire Madison community, adding that 82% of positive cases tested by UW were students living off of campus. In a statement, she says, in part, the reality is that students are not confined to campus. They travel off campus to work, volunteer, run errands, visit nearby relatives, and explore area attractions. UW-Madison isn't the only Big Ten school facing widespread coronavirus outbreaks. Indiana University is asking all 40 of its fraternity and sorority houses on campus to shut down due to high rates of COVID infections. Members of the Interfraternity Council are fighting that order, saying students in the Greek system feel ostracized by the university. Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris will make her first campaign stop in Wisconsin tomorrow. The Biden campaign says Harris will tour a training facility in Milwaukee and speak with members about Joe Biden's commitment to workers and organized labor. After visiting the facility, she's expected to attend a roundtable with Black Milwaukee business owners. Vice President Mike Pence will also be in the Badger State tomorrow. Pence will be at the Dairyland Power Cooperative in La Crosse to talk about America's workforce. It's his 5th visit to Wisconsin so far this year. Pence and Harris will debate in Salt Lake City on October 7th. House Democrats and the Trump administration appear to have a deal that will keep the U.S. government funded. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says they plan to work out the details and move on such a bill this week. But he says coronavirus funding is a different story.
In my discussions with the Speaker, where we're really stuck is both on certain policy issues, but more importantly on the top line. The Speaker has refused to sit down and negotiate unless we agree to something like a $2.5 trillion deal in advance. And, Brett, as you know, we put $3 trillion into the economy when the economy was completely shut down. We've now reopened the economy. Well, let's do a more targeted bill now.
Mnuchin says Senate Republicans will move forward with a scaled-back COVID-19 proposal this week. Democrats want a plan that goes further and helps schools, renters, healthcare providers, and small businesses. A federal judge is stepping in to make sure U.S. Census field operators continue as usual for now. The temporary restraining order from a California judge applies nationwide. It's in response to the Trump administration, their efforts to wind down the population count early. Attorneys for the government say it was only happening in areas where the census was largely complete. The restraining order is in place until a hearing on September 17th. President Trump is threatening to take education money away from California schools. In a tweet this morning, Trump said the U.S. Department of Education would investigate whether California schools are using the New York Times 1619 project, which frames American history around the date of August 1619. That's when the first slave ship arrived on America's shores. Some California schools currently say they will adopt the project into their lessons. Police declared a riot in Portland, Oregon last night on the 100th consecutive night of protests. Meanwhile, the mayor of Rochester, New York, is weighing in on protests and policing in her city. CBS News' Tom Hansen reports from New York.
Police in Portland, Oregon declared the city's 100th consecutive night of protests a riot. A crowd marched to a police station in a residential neighborhood where demonstrators approached officers and began throwing firebombs. At one point, a man's clothing began to burn as he and others frantically tried to put out the flames. He was taken to a hospital, according to police. More than 50 people were arrested. In Rochester, New York, police declared a 4th straight night of protests unlawful. More than 1,000 people gathered, some throwing water bottles. Law enforcement responded with pepper balls and tear gas. Mayor Lovely Warren urged calm on all sides.
The deployment of pepper balls, tear gas, the fireworks, and agitators have escalated these situations. That is the reason why I'm asking you, the citizens of Rochester, to help us.
In the wake of Daniel Prude's death after a March encounter with Rochester police, the mayor announced plans to shift the city's Family Crisis Intervention Program and its funding from the police to a civilian agency.
It is my solemn duty as the mayor of this city to honor Mr. Prude, to not let his death be in vain, and to do everything possible to transform how we police our city.
Rochester's mayor and police chief said outside agitators from other states have been participating in the city's protests. Tom Hansen, CBS News.
Rochester's chief says there's credible knowledge of a plot to damage the public safety building. Meanwhile, it's been exactly 2 weeks since the police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha. A Kenosha officer shot Blake 7 times in the back, and it sparked continuing protests around Wisconsin and across the U.S. Jacob Blake's family says he's paralyzed from the waist down. Now we're hearing from Blake for the first time from his hospital bed in a video posted on Twitter by his attorney.
Staples, I got staples in my back, staples in my damn stomach. You do not want to have to deal with this, man. 24 hours, every 24 hours, it's pain, it's nothing but pain. It hurts to breathe, it hurts to sleep, it hurts to move from side to side, it hurts to eat. Please, I'm telling you, change our lives out there. We can stick together, make some money, make everything easier for our people out here, man, because there's so much time that has been wasted.
3 officers involved in Blake's shooting have been placed on administrative leave as the DOJ investigates. None of them have been charged. Federal authorities are investigating 27 arson fires in Kenosha that they say were started during violent unrest following Blake's shooting. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is looking to track down at least 10 people involved. Today, they're releasing new images of people that agents are looking to speak to regarding the fires.
Typically, our incidents that we respond to are single structures. However, this year with the civil unrest throughout the country, we are responding to areas of civil unrest such as Kenosha and investigating multiple fire scenes.
ATF says 20 buildings and 7 vehicles were set on fire. That includes fires set to a Kenosha garbage truck, furniture store, bank, and several other businesses. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 10, Chris has your Labor Day forecast, plus artists from across the country spent their weekend in Janesville, where they hope to brighten up the city during the pandemic.
My name is Melissa, and my family was seriously hurt in a car accident. The only thing that I knew to do was contact his insurance company and my insurance company, and I wasn't getting anywhere. So kind of at that point, we decided it was time to hire a lawyer. Buller & Vaughn, they did everything for us. They took care of everything. It was amazing, and it took, a stressful, scary, overwhelming situation and just made it so easy. Buller & Vaughn fought for us every step of the way.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event. Time's running out to buy America's best-selling brand with our best deals of the summer. Get great offers across the Ford lineup. Shop online or in person. But hurry while selection is best. The Ford Summer Sales Event ends September 8th. Choose FlexBuy and get Fusion with 0% financing for 66 months plus $3,000 bonus cash, or lease one for just $199.
Connect
with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger to create a personalized news feed just for you. The topics you want, the day's top stories, and push alerts for breaking news all through Messenger. Learn more at channel3000.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
It's a busy weekend for firefighters battling more than 70 growing wildfires in several western states. Officials say at least 224 campers at a California reservoir were trapped and had to be rescued during a fire this morning. At least 63 of them had to be airlifted to safety.
I think if we had stayed just 10 minutes more, we might not have been so lucky. We did run into a ranger. She was able to lead us up to the point of that spot fire. And it was actually per her instruction that we drove through that fire.
The creek fire burning in the Sierra National Forest north of Fresno injured about 20 evacuees. Authorities say that fire broke out on Friday, then exploded in size, growing 36,000 acres in just one day. Due to extreme weather conditions and heat, officials are concerned more fires could break out in the coming days. 5 new outdoor murals are coming to downtown Janesville as a part of the city's 9th annual Art Infusion event. The murals are work from artists from all over the country and depict nature, abstract art, and even scenes from the women's rights movement. City leaders say this weekend's event was a fun and safe way to get people to enjoy the city's downtown.
People are so excited to have an event. This year, it's been a challenge for people to do anything, to come together in any meaningful way. And this event gives people an opportunity to get outside safely. We social distance, we wear a mask, but we're still able to enjoy something as a collective community.
For a list of mural locations, you can visit our website, channel3000.com. Right now, the western part of the U.S. is experiencing a heat wave, but farmers in Colorado are preparing their crops for snow. This week. Tomorrow, temperatures are expected to be in the 90s. Then on Tuesday, they're expecting temperatures in the 30s. And while snow in early September might be fun for some people, one Colorado farmer says it's just bringing more heartache.
It is interesting to be working through record heat to prepare for record cold. Oh, Lord, please no. That's what went through my mind. And then you start mentally trying to prepare.
Farrell says she spent today picking okra, saying there's no chance that would survive this week's freeze. And now she's worried what else could die with it. Let's get a look at your first warning at weather now with Chris Reese. We were talking about that. Man, we're not going to have that big a change, but our change is pretty big too.
Yeah, we're going from near 80 degrees today to temperatures that are going to be into the low 50s by the time we get you towards Tuesday. Good portions of the country are all getting ready for a wild swing, and today was just the start of setting the stage for that. We had the severe weather potential earlier on. A lot of that is now focused more so towards the south and east. We had what's known as a cap over our environment all day long that really kept those storms from truly being able to go up over us. But we did see some of those. They popped off right around Milwaukee, worked over Lake Michigan, and now there is a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity precisely over the actual state of Michigan. But for us, we are now calming down. Expect us to be quiet as we go through the rest of tonight. The front that's responsible for this is actually right on top of us right now and is not completely pushed towards the south and east yet. Once that happens, things will become more comfortable. But also, as that front pushes towards the south and east, here's that next storm system that's going to lead to more heavy rain as we go through this week. I want to show it to you. Watch this. I'm stopping this now. Tuesday afternoon, this 2:30 in the afternoon, heavy rain for us. And then here's that snow that we just talked about over parts of Colorado that could be accumulating snow for them as well. For us, those rainfall numbers begin to add up as we see multiple rounds of the rainfall through Wednesday, through Thursday, and into parts of Friday as well. Here's that front coming through for us. Winds will be out of the north and west overnight. We're cooling down to 56. for your overnight low. 68 for your high tomorrow. We'll keep that northerly wind flow around all day. Those clouds begin to increase. Now we're stopping the clock at 1:30 in the morning on Tuesday. Watch how this heavy rain begins to move in from the south, and we're talking multiple waves of the rainfall that will add up. This is going through the week, and we're talking perhaps another couple inches of rainfall on top of what's already fallen. And again, that comes in multiple waves for us. And the further west you are right now, that's where it appears some of the heaviest rainfall will be. The 10-day temperature trend, though, we're going all the way down towards 55, well below average. 54, by the way, for your high on Tuesday. Overnight lows will be into the mid-40s. And then as you work your way towards the north and west, it's possible that some areas will see those overnight lows into the upper 30s. We bounce back to the 70s. That comes next weekend. But we are certainly below average for now and perhaps for a while right now. But sweater weather, we said that every day this week. That's what we're looking forward to as we move into next week.
Definitely in those 50s. That's sweater weather.
So if we get any kind of rays of sunshine tomorrow, soak that up because it is clouds, folks. Tuesday through Thursday.
All right, enjoy it. Thank you so much, Chris. Chris Middleton and the Bucks step up big time after Giannis goes down. Highlights and post-game from a thrilling Game 4 next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Today, you can turn your home into a university, and you can turn a lasting career into reality. With Herzing University, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields, anytime, online. Herzing is recognized, accredited, experienced, and transfer-friendly, with more than 90% student satisfaction. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into with Herzing University.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Call or click today.
Great day on the lake. It is.
Lunch is cooking.
And I saved a bunch of money on my boat insurance with Geico.
Are you?
Fellas, can it get any better than this? Whoa. My old hairstyle grew back. So did mine.
What? I was an 80s kid.
It only gets better when you switch and save with Geico.
Lawless criminals terrorize Kenosha. Joe Biden takes a knee. Biden and the radical left's weak response has led to chaos and violence, and their calls for defunding police would make it worse. President Trump is making it stop, sending National Guard and federal law enforcement to protect Wisconsin's families. Communities, not criminals. Jobs, not mobs. Strong leadership when America needs it most.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
1, 2, 3, up. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for
sure. Right now, you can get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a stylish new 2020 Toyota Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Well, the Bucks are not coming to Milwaukee just yet, and today every obstacle that you could imagine was pretty much thrown their way, but the team did not falter. No. The game, though, did not start out in Milwaukee's favor at all, especially for Giannis Antetokounmpo, driving in the second quarter and then re-sprains his ankle. You could audibly hear him scream out in pain. He limped off to the locker room and did not return. Head coach Mike Budenholzer said it's a wait-and-see situation. But this is one of those pivotal moments in a game where teams overcome adversity, and why we love sports. George Hill among the guys stepping up in the second half. He put up 12. Brook Lopez also picking up the slack in the fourth quarter, 14 points. But we did need overtime for this game 4. And Chris Middleton stepping up big time, making the big shots when it mattered the most. A big 3 there. And Miami did keep it close, though. Check out a very familiar face. Tyler Hero answered. 11 points, three balls for the former Whitnall standout. But Middleton made those key free throws down the stretch. 36 points for him in the game. That is a playoff career record. Bucks hang on to see another day. 118-115 the final. And are you surprised that the Bucks won? Well, Brook Lopez definitely isn't.
Honestly, say I was really surprised by it, though. That's just the way our team is built. You know, we're absolutely a family. We always have each other's backs, and in moments like that, we always come together. I know Josh was in the locker room, but he absolutely was with us out there, supporting us, pushing us all the way.
You know, guys got to stick to their routines. You know, it's been tough down here playing every other day since we've been down here, basically. But I think the guys have done a great job of trying to take care of their bodies, staying fresh, getting their lifts in, and, you know, shots or whatever it is to be ready to play. So we've got to continue to do that.
25 composed. Some baseball now. Rubber match between the Brewers and Indians this afternoon, and the Brew Crew battling from behind in the fifth, down 2-0. Jacob Nottingham sends it up the middle. Cesar Hernandez comes home. Brewers down 2-1, but Cleveland adding to its lead in the sixth. Carlos Santana goes left off of Brett Anderson for the RBI single. Brewers lose 4-1. They have Labor Day off tomorrow before heading to Detroit on Tuesday. And finally tonight, here's an interesting tidbit, I guess you can call it. Umpire Joe West stopped today's Nationals-Braves game and started pointing at the upper deck. So what was going on? Well, that's where Nationals owner Mike Rizzo was standing and reportedly yelling at the umpire, saying, "You're out," and "That was brutal." And well, the umpires, they had enough of that. Normally, that stuff doesn't really make a huge difference in games, but given that there are no fans in the stands, I would imagine that you can hear much more, we'll call it, than you normally would. Amanda, we're just going to call it baseball in 2020. Everything is weird in 2020, so owners apparently get tossed.
And they knew exactly where the yells were coming from.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Thank you so much, Melissa. We'll be right back.
If you suffer from painful varicose veins or embarrassing spider veins, Stoughton Hospital's Dr. Aaron Schwab can help make those unsightly veins disappear. Call today for your consultation. Stoughton Hospital, trusted care, close to home.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
It's the final days of the Ford Summer Sales Event. Time's running out to buy America's best-selling brand with our best deals of the summer. Get great offers across the Ford lineup. Shop online or in person. But hurry while selection is best. The Ford Summer Sales Event ends September 8th. Choose FlexBuy and get Fusion with 0% financing for 66 months plus $3,000 bonus cash, or lease one for just $199.
Families are reeling right now, enduring illness, losing their employers' plans in droves. They need lifelines now. My plan lowers healthcare costs, gets us universal coverage quickly when Americans desperately need it. This is my promise to you. When I'm president, I will take care of your healthcare coverage and your family the same way I would my own. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. We have great deals for everyone.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
If you've forgotten what a fair deal sounds like, let us remind you. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
When you put money in a big bank, there it goes. But when you keep your money at Associated Bank, it gets invested close to home. It might become this family's renovation or help this little one's college fund. It could build local business or your favorite neighborhood spot. Because when you bank with Associated Bank, your money works in your community. All you have to do is make a simple choice. Send your money there or keep it here. Associated Bank. Your money works here.
If you suffer from painful varicose veins or embarrassing spider veins, Stoughton Hospital's Dr. Aaron Schwab can help make those unsightly veins disappear. Call today for your consultation. Stoughton Hospital. Trusted care, close to home.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
All right. Happy Labor Day. That comes our direction tomorrow. It's going to be a drier day, but cooler. Temperatures will only top out into the upper 60s. Then it is rain Tuesday through Saturday. Get used to those clouds, folks. They're going to be here all week.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Now, a WISC TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
Have we ever valued labor, working, jobs, making a living like we do on this Labor Day in this time of COVID 2020? As much or more than ever, and differently as well. The virus has exposed so much, including the value of essential work and the inequities of access and income and security. Even those of us lucky enough to be working at all are juggling life challenges we've never had to deal with before. And we don't even know yet what reopening or recovery is going to look like, other than it'll be very different, at least for a while. And all of this is likely historic change that we will come to appreciate as an improvement over what we've known for our communities, our society, and our world. It's good to reflect, appreciate, and honor labor and laborers and the value of a family supporting job.